All right, welcome back. We got the third, and I don't know how many are going to make it up. So I'm just being honest about that at the front because sometimes it gets complicated, right? What you can and can't post. So low key, hand on your gun. It's official, and we just checked out. I think it's a Kala, but fire in the booth. That's gonna get complicated, I know. And then the Thieves Banquet was fire, so good. 17 minutes in that reaction, so good. Wow.
Weapons for all occasions. And everyone got excited about the technology. And I guess it was pretty incredible watching a missile fly down an air vent. Pretty unbelievable. But couldn't we feasibly use that same technology to shoot food at hungry people?
This one is dedicated.
Man, hits hard. I agree. That'd be awesome. As far as I can tell, the last reaction answers the question to why they don't do that. Because feeding people doesn't keep the people at the top. And, to take it all in one direction, some people are going to go without. No, I'm not gloating about that because whatever this set, whatever illusion it creates, I know what level of society I'm at. And it's, most people wouldn't want to be here. This is, one step down, and that's living in your car. Then there's that last step when you don't have the car. So, trust me, I have strong opinions, but I'm pretty positive feeding the hungry never kept anyone in power, only helped them virtue signal so we don't get resolution to that.
We use that same technology to shoot food at hungry people?
I wish.
This one is dedicated to the suit-wearing arms dealers. To the champagne-sipping, depleted uranium droppers.
Keep your hand on your gun. Don't you trust anyone. Keep your hand on your gun. Don't you trust anyone.
First in my scope
Is that
is
Assange? Free
Trust anyone.
Sure. Yeah, it's Assange, right? When was this? How long has he been locked up? Is it just footage? Oh, WikiLeaks is super important. That's where anybody who gets it wrong doesn't understand. I've referenced it. I'm not. It's super confusing because I know, I saw, I watched, I know what we did. I made sure I watched all the shit you shouldn't see. It's problematic. It is. But here's the thing. I gotta know. As disheartening as it is. It's like the internet drama with my thought leaders. I let that go after a couple days because it's going to keep going on and on and on. And until I know an actual answer, I just have to accept it as facts and move on because, man, it sucks. Knowing the truth sucks balls sometimes.
First in my scope is BAE Systems, specialize in killing people from a distance. Power is a drug and they feed the addiction. Immediate deletion of people's existence. Who says what isn't legitimate resistance? To push these buttons, you don't need a brave heart. State of the art darts leave more than your face scarred. You might impress an A&R with your fake
bug splats, dehumanize it down to, fucking young people playing a game and they, communicate with the, language, dehumanizing language, or the Black Mirror episode where they have to brainwash the soldier to see an alien invader and then have, like the AI show them the alien invader so they go through with their mission because if they knew they were being used to exterminate their fellow you know, living beings, they would struggle with that. Like I said, our biggest problem is this sounds all great. This is old. So if it's the planes will be automated, it's all fucking AI.
Cause you probably think Rolls Royce only make cars. This is for the colonizers, turn bomb providers. Take this beef all the way back to Oppenheimer. They call it warfare, but your wars aren't fair. If they were to be suicide bombers in arms fairs, a scam for the funds, they will mangle your son. If you try to speak out, they will stamp on your tongue. To your land they will come till you stand up as one. It's begun.
Keep your hand on your gun. Don't you trust anyone.
I've read Chomsky extensively, so you don't, whatever. But I will say manufacturing consent did, that's why it's a complicated life I live. For sure. And I don't care for Chomsky anymore. I think he said some stuff that was horrible. But Chomsky taught me to make sure I look at news from outside of the home country being reported on, because you won't find out the truth, because it turns out at 53 there's never been a moment in my life that wasn't propagandized. Fuck, that blew my mind when I found that out too. But it turns out my whole life I've been lied to. Just see my dad, yep, his whole life. Grandpa, his whole life. Gosh. Yeah. No, so you know what I mean? It's so I don't know, because I think it's so much more complicated. And now that I know I no longer live in the scariest country, that at least two other places are going to lead the way on almost all tech, growth, development, consumption levels. I wonder how long the sides till they start, or maybe they do, right? But it's a global complaint. I just think, we now know at today's day and age what the global model looks like, and it's China, not here. So China's the global model. Gosh, that doesn't seem good.
Keep your hand on your gun.
They got lots of them too.
Don't you trust anyone.
Yeah, I'll shoot you with them.
Next in my scope is Lockheed Martin. They will tell you when the bombs need blasting. Don't think, just listen to the songs, keep dancing. Do they really want us to have our own brains? Who do you think is really running Guantanamo Bay? And it might be sensitive, but I'll mention it. Who do you think's got us filling out the censuses? Who do you think is handing out the sentences? This ain't the BBC, so there's no censorship. Heard of many mercenaries getting with the clever pimp. Not a gun seller, but none's better than Eric Prince. Make money off many things, mainly it's crime. This one is dedicated to the Raytheon 9. On a scam for the funds, they will mangle your son. If you try to speak out, they will stamp on your tongue. To your land, they will come till you stand up as one. It's begun.
Keep your hand on your gun. Don't you trust anyone. Keep your hand on your gun. Don't you trust anyone.
Отчеваем беску. Герма.
كمان هات ثانية يعني.
Скопейся? Да. Привет.
And now imagine all of that technology being turned against the entire globe to wrangle them into Mega City 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now, if you're into that, hey, I tend to be on the other side of that. I'm a, Red Barchetta Rush fan, where when the hunter-killer drone robots, I'm going to try to outrun it, leave it at the river and put it back in my uncle's farm and talk about better days. And I'll sleep well until the end. Because I'm pretty sure until we look at it as the big I think everything plays out on a global scale, whether we want it to or not. Everyone trying to direct us away from what the WEF is talking about or calling a conspiracy theory is actually telling you, no, we'd like to passively allow that to all happen, USTFU. And that's enough tying my shit together for the day. I'm out of here. Later.